Welcome back. Learn English pronunciation with IK. In this video I want to speak about my learning English and my discover about learning English. Only one part about that, grammar, for example. A.J. Hodge said trashed grammar textbook. I didn't trash grammar because I have grammar in my head from a lot of years in school, a lot of years of reading and learning English, but learning English through text, but I discovered some interesting thing, because I studied last several months, maybe half years. In front of me on table stay books, How English Works by Michael Swan and Catherine Walter, a grammar practice book with the answer. And there is a question and a response, and for example, not passive structure, revision of past and perfect tense, and it is some test. Okay, first, reports are coming in that a train, in the parentheses, crash. We must write correct tense. Train crashed near Birmingham, etc. Reports are coming in that a train crashed near Birmingham. Correct is has crashed. Present perfect. But for this my video is interesting. Question, a sentence with just. It is page 172, 16 questions. They, in the parentheses, just discover. It is infinitive without to, discover. It is basic word, discover. Discover. They just, in parentheses, just discover a new fuel. It's half the price of petrol and much cleaner. Correct answer is they have just discovered. Present perfect. They have just discovered. This just is here very, very important, because now I know that with just go present perfect. They have just discovered. They have just discovered a new fuel. I look at and where we can see real conversation in native country between a native speaker in movie. On the YouTube you can look at a lot of movie. You can change speed of speech very slowly, from very slowly, 25% of full speed, 200% full speed. And we have subtitle in English, and I can see dialogue, I can pause, I can go back with video, return video, repeat that scene, again repeat, slowly, faster, look at text, turn off that subtitle and listen, repeat, same dialogue, same sentence, two sentences, one short dialogue, listen, and it is excellent exercise. But in that dialogue, I saw that they don't speak grammatically, because I know grammatical rule. For example, in a movie, I think Oscar in 1991, one comedy, in one scene, in a room of daughter, coming in father and mother in daughter room. But before that scene, mother was someday out of house, and mother coming in hall in her house, and the father goes to meet her, and he told her, our daughter is pregnant with, our daughter is pregnant with Anthony. And mother go in her room, very excited. It was for her very good news, and he excited go up in daughter's room. Father running behind her, follow her, and they both, mother first, father behind, go in her house, her room, and the mother hurry and grab her and said, your father just told me. Your father just told me. Father is there, all three, they are very near one another. And because I hear it a lot of time, I see text, and because I make my exercise here in this book, I see that keyword just. Your father just told me. Your father just told me. And I ask myself, does it correct to say, your father has just told me? Your father has just told me, present perfect, and not said like that. It is simple past, told me. And who asked that question? I learned by internet. I asked Stack Overflow. StackOverflow.com. There is a part, big part for programmers, for coding, for web designers or other. But there is excellent possibilities to ask a question in English. There is a two group for English, advanced and I ask. I ask on that side. I ask that what is correct. I describe all scene. I said name of movie, and I said this book where I learn grammar. And I ask what is correct. Mother coming in room, father behind her. Mother said, your father just told me. Does it correct to say your father has just told me? And answer coming in some seconds. One professor in pension said, correct is your father has just told me. But native speakers often omit some words. And that moment I see, and I see this. When we look at dialogues, we think if we don't know grammar, we don't see that shortage what native speaker make. If I don't know the grammar about that keyword just, I didn't see that shortage what a native speaker create in dialogue. And because of that, I think about real conversation, face to face. It is something what nobody speak about that in traditional course, in traditional classroom school. We all read from textbook, but nobody speak that real conversation. There is no connection with textbook, because textbook, when we write, we have time for thinking, for correct grammar, and every sentence is absolutely grammatically correct. Okay, in the future, I will see in dialogues in books also, and learn from that, like learn from dialogues in movie. But conversation is something without grammar. It is something that grammar native people don't speak grammar in real conversation. And I think like that, okay, they omit word has. Your father has told me. Omit your father has just told me. Omit word has. Okay, but why they don't omit just also? It is fast dialogue. It is one scene. Three people is in one scene, and daughter know that mother just coming. Father is here. Somehow some moment before she talked with father and has been has has told father all about her new situation, and now coming mother, and she know that father has just told her mother, and if you omit has, you can omit just. Your father told me. Your father told me. Your father told me. In our Croatian language, in that situation, we will told your father told me. But there is one possibility for omit, for shortener. This in that fast conversation, excited conversation. Your father. It is known that your father, because father is here. Father, mother, daughter, all actors is in scene. All actors know relation and what happened before and when happened, just some moment before. And why mother didn't say father told me. Father told me. Father told me. Father told me. Or when I little more analyze, and when I more and more analyze, it is all words. It is we don't need words in that situation, because no formal communication can say a lot of, because Mother Grab and like that situation, excited with that situation, positive, exciting, and love what's happened, and we don't know big sentence when you look at. When you look at and thinking about omit some word in fast, real dialogue. Has your father has just told me, in our language, can without anything to say, but father told me. Father told me. Father told me. It is short. And I ask, why didn't omit word just and word your. Father told me. I'm going to see Stack Overflow. I'm repeating my question. Why your father just told me would not be your father told me without just. And one of the answer interesting to me is just is an adverb which has a meaning. In fact, it has two very different meanings depending on context. As various people have said, in this context, it almost certainly means a moment ago. But in other contexts, it can mean only he told me and nothing else. He told me and nothing else. In either case, it has meaning, and omitting it will remove that meaning. Using or not using, using or not using an adverb has nothing whatever to with the choice of whether to use the simple past told or the present perfect has told. Using or not using an adverb. Okay, we don't speak about any adverb. Here is, we speak here strictly about just. Using or not using an adverb has nothing whether to with the choice of whether to use the simple past told or the present perfect has told. It is correct with an adverb. In fact, your talk of omitting have is misleading and unhelpful. A different verb form has been substituted, which in this case surfaces as told, whereas has told. But with a different verb, it would look like a different change. Spoke to me, whereas has spoken to me. There is no question of omission, because no English speaker of any variety, as far as I know, would say, your father spoken to me. I have idea about these words, and I choose this answer like an answer which satisfies me. But without just, my explanation is without just, I never see a problem in a dialogue, a grammatical problem. There was not my question, because without just, it was your father told me. Without just, I never thinking about present perfect. I think that is like that, and it is. But because of just, I connect that keyword just. Just was keyword what connect me with grammar and present perfect, and see that omit has in that sentence, and I like this answer, and this answer satisfies me. Resume. We need know grammar, because I need to know grammar, because I'm writing every day, like I listening, I writing every day, and because of writing blogs, books, and because of that, I must every day learn grammar. In the same time, I every day listening native speaker. I every day listening no native speaker in some group on Facebook, and also every day I talk and create video, public or not public, and practice my talking. And one thing, it is important. It is important that I don't think on grammar while talking. Don't think on grammar while talking. It is a reason why A.J. Hodge spoke second rule in his rules about learning pronunciation, trashed grammar textbook to garbage. You learn. He have one rules that rule grammar by listening story, and by point of view. Every story, he creates story, and every story have point of view. That point of view means grammar, future, present, or past simple. If story is in past, he spoke in past simple. There was a boy, there was a girl, there was. It was past simple. There will be girl, there will be boys. Story started happens. That story will happen in the future, and it is okay. But I again repeat, when we talk, don't think about grammar. If we think about grammar, it is it's broken our talking, and because it is important now when I speak public, I can spoke this kind of speech. It is not conversation. I can spoke like I want. It is my channel. Who don't like, don't look at. And I can spoke slowly, faster, with more grammar, and I can think more on grammar. But I don't like to think in grammar. I spoke like I converse with, communicate with somebody, and don't think about grammar. But in communication, and when is other side is very fast, like a lot of native speaker is in fast speaking, you must react like there. But of course, if it is something what you don't understand, you can say okay, slowly, little, and repeat, please, etc., etc. But without grammar, we cannot, because grammar is for writing is important. And if you're writing every day, you must know grammar. But I repeat again, it must not be obstacle. It should not be obstacle your talking. If you think during your talking, if you think to grammar, it is problem with talking, it is problem conversation. Little in this free public speech, my free public speech, I can sometimes little think about grammar, but I don't, because my speech, my talking must go automatically from the mind, content, go on the mood. In that connection, mind, the mood, I must not incorporate nothing, because it must go fast. All my concentration and focus is what I want to say, and in this free public speech, I have not during speech, I have not feedback that okay, stop, what you say, pardon, take a moment, this sentence I don't understand. I have not that feedback, and it is okay. because public free speeching is only one side of speech, it is not conversation. Conversation is something unique. There is no something other what change, what can go on the place of communication. Communication is absolutely separate place for learning. Without communication, there is no knowing in communication. We don't know communicate if we not communicate. We can write excellent for Nobel Prize, but if that writing there is no dialogue here, if that writing is something about without dialogue, because without conversation we don't know dialogue. Without conversation we don't know conversation, we don't know communicate in real life, real time conversation. But with knowing grammar, we can think about that conversation and look at the difference between that conversation and our writing, and between conversation and writing. And we can be conscious about that difference. We can be conscious about that there is more English language writing, English language listening, English language talking, English language communicate, in real time communicate face to face. Okay, thank you.